Jackery, and this is a small 4-cup coffee maker. Here we go. So power's on, and then I'm going to turn that guy on. All right, so we're at 92%. I haven't charged it yet, so let's put this guy in. All right, and then let's see what we can you see the output there? All right, turning that on. So we got power. Okay, so we got an output of 609 watts. Let's see if that drops. Okay, and that's the fan kicking on. It does come with a fan. Now we're down to 603. And we can run this coffee maker for 1.7 hours. And there it goes. It is doing its magic. It is making coffee. Coffee's done. Coffee's ready. So this is a continuation of our Jackery experiment. All right, let's see if that comes up. All right, so we're at 88%. Not too bad. Yeah, so I was able to make 4 little cups of coffee. This thing isn't very big. This is more of a travel size thing. So there it goes. You know, yay, Jackery. Here is my heat plate. I've had this thing since college, so it's about 30 years old. And we have taken this with us on trips quite often. So let's see how it does with the Jackery. This is mainly just in case. Let's say the power goes out. We're in Florida. There's a hurricane. I don't know. Power goes out. You know, we got to make something. We got to cook something. So that's what this guy's about. So plug him in. All right. Now let's turn him on. And he is on. I'm going to go full blast. There we go. What we got? Wow. That's it. Okay, so starting up watts is 1,152 watts. And oh, it's kicking down. So we're at 0.9 hours that we can run this thing. And I've got it on full blast. And then I'll do the water test and see if it sizzles. That's something. Look at that. Okay, so now it's slowly kicking down. So yeah, your startup wattage is always going to be quite a bit for startup. And then see, now we're at 0.8 hours. And Jackery is now down at 87%. We started at 88%. So this is really cool. I like this thing. And I don't have it set up to the solar panel at all. I actually prefer to just plug it into the wall. It runs pretty quick. It has a fan. The fan, if you watch the other one, it's not too bad. Okay, so here we go. Here we go, that's working. Okay. So I think it's possible to do a meal on this, and then, of course, after you're done, I'm going to turn this down. After it's done, of course, you're going to have to plug in the Jackery and repower it. But that's pretty good. So that is the heat plate experiment and the coffee maker experiment. All right, so this is the Jackery again, and this time we have the Weber freezer ice chest. And what's cool about the Jackery is that you can also run off, that's a car jack right there, car plug, and you can pop that in. It does come with, you can buy jumper cables that come off of that. But the Weber came with both a car adapter, which is this guy here, and then a regular wall adapter, which is right there. So let's do the car adapter first. So I'm going to turn on here. All right, so we're at 86%. And then for the Weber, we're just going to go ahead and plug it in down here. Okay, he's there. Okay. Wow. There it is. Okay, so the Weber's running, and it's only pulling like 1 or 2 watts. This is fantastic. Let's lower the temperature here. And again, there's only one compartment, so I'm just going to lower this guy down. We got it 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Right now it's at 70 degrees, so eventually we'll get it down to there. All right, so it's now pulling 30 watts, 29. Looks like it'll run for 2 hours, 48 minutes. So it's not bad. So what we had figured, we'd plug this into the car, and then if we had to go into the store or get gas into the bathroom, whatever, we would hook it up to the Jackery and do it that way. And so let's say, one plug is down. We can use the car charger plug, which is fantastic. So there's that guy. All right, so now what I'm going to do is turn this guy off here. Okay. And then I'm going to change out plugs just to show you the difference. And this one's got that adapter, DC to AC looking thing here. That's turned on, and then there, let's see what we got. Right, he is turned on. 86%, 0 watts right now. Okay, I'm gonna lower him down to 25. All right, now it's pulling, compressor is kicking on. So it's pulling about 33 watts, 35. And looks like, okay, we can run this thing for, now it's at 19 hours, 19, 20. Let's give it a second here. Okay, so it looks like running it this way, we can leave it connected in the car and not even have it connected to the car if we didn't want to. It'll power it the whole way there. We're leaving from New Mexico, Albuquerque to Harris area to Mobile, Alabama. So, and that's about 17 hours. So it would easily cover that time. So we wouldn't have to have it running off the car. So that's pretty cool. Another nice thing about the Jackery is it has your car jack here. It's got 3 of the regular wall plugs here. Looks like you got a USB, a USB-C, and then I really like this. It has a light. It's going to get bright. Watch out. So there's that, which is really cool. Someone goes down, you have a light, and then it does that's high intensity, and then it does a blink, I guess emergency, and then hit it again and off it goes. All right, so there's that test. The next test we're going to do is we're just going to put it in the car, just to show how big it is in our enormous 2011 Toyota Camry. This is the wheelchair and Jackery and freezer test in the car, just so you guys can get an idea. So let's go down. So you can see how easy and removable this guy is. Pretty light. So here's our Toyota Camry. We've got a small bag in here, so we're going to be kind of limited. There's 3 adults. This bag actually is our food bag, so I'm going to throw this in here. So that's how big it is compared to me. Okay, and then compared to the chair. Right, so we get 1 bag on this side. I've got a couple here, but this is mostly for like raincoats, other stuff. All right, so let's break this guy down. Get him back here, flip this down, and it just folds. There's no lock or anything. Let's grab it. Now sometimes this is good right here. Sometimes the wheels lock right there. You just have to undo it, just bring it around. Okay, and then this was that strap I was talking about. So I'm going to lock it in place, because if you don't, it'll just kind of come forward, because there's no locking mechanism on the chair. Okay, let's get him in there. That's a lot easier. Okay, so if you can see in there, that's about as far as we're going to be able to go. Okay, I'll take this out to give you an idea. So it does take up some room, but I'm pretty sure we can get this guy in there. This other bag is it has my jumper cables and auto stuff in it, but so we can get another bag in there and probably put another bag here and maybe something on top of there. This is the size of the refrigerator. I turn it this way so you can see the control panel here, but I'm going to turn it this way when we're driving, just like that. So there's quite a bit of room on the other side, so it's not too bad. So I'm going to turn it this way. Let's go ahead and get it plugged in, so give you guys an idea. So I'm going to plug in the car one first. So I've got it plugged into the auxiliary port in the car, just to give you an idea. Yeah, here's the numbers. Yeah, so not too bad. No big problem there. And I believe it has a program in there. It won't kill your battery. It doesn't keep running when the battery isn't clicking power. So there's that one. And let's go ahead and throw on the jack real quick. Now this right here, this outlet, we're finding it sticks. So once you get your plug in there, it was kind of hard to get that sucker out of there. So just be aware. Okay, let's go ahead and do the jack real quick. It's actually starting to rain just a little bit. Just to give you an idea of the setup. Okay, he's in there. It's pretty tight. Okay, let's get the jacker going. Got the power going there. All right, there we go. So it didn't start up right away, so I had to unplug it and plug it back in. So just something to keep in mind. Probably have the jacker, turn that on first, then plug it in. And it's running, and then see if you can see what the watts are down there. Let's see it past that cord. Yep. Okay, so I think we're at, what's that say, 21 hours?
Yeah, we're about 17 hours, 16 hours, 15 hours.
Okay, it's going to kick on. Eventually that'll drop down. But yeah, that's pretty good. So you guys can kind of get an idea of the size. With both the jackery, the freezer, and the wheelchair. All right, until next time.